so that we can come closer to one another and create a stronger, unified Judaism.
Shabbat Shalom. My name is Ina Horn, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to Anshe Emeth Memorial Temple. As we slowly settle into summer and the joy that the summer months bring, we also settle this evening into the peace of Shabbat and the joy of celebrating together. And as we do, we recognize that our voices in the sanctuary join with the voices of those joining us virtually and online. Now, as we welcome Shabbat into our hearts and into our lives, it is my pleasure to invite Andrea Tyson to join us on the bima and light the Shabbat candles and lead us in the blessings that may be found on pages 2 and 3 in your prayer books. Shabbat Shalom.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light. This is always problematic. See what I said? I'm not going to be able to do this. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshana b'mitzvotov v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kirshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
We continue now with Lachad Odi, found on pages 20 and 21.
Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad, Hishmianu Elai meyuchad, Adonai echad, Ushemo echad, L'shem u'tiferet v'litehila, Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, Ki mekor haberacha, Merosh mikerem nesucha, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה לך דודי לקראת קלה פני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת קלה פני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת קלה מקדש מלך עיר מלוכה, כה מצאי מתוך ההפכה, רב לך שבת בעמק הבכה, והוא יחמול עלייך חמלה, התנערי מעפר קומי, לבשי בגדי תפארתך עמי, יד בן ישי, בית הלחמי, קורבה אל נפשי גאלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך קומי אורי, אורי אורי, שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לא תבושי ולא תקלמי, מה תשתוכחי ומה תמימך יכסו. עניי עמי ונבנתה עיר עתילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. והיו למשיסה שוזייך ורחקו, קומב עלייך יסיס עלייך אלוהייך, כמסוס חתן על כלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. ימין ושמאל תפרוצי ואת אדוני תעריצי עד יד איש. בן פרצי בני שמחה ונגילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה,
We rise to either body or spirit.
פני שבת נקבלה. בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
Shabbat Shalom. We continue on page 26 with Chatzi Kaddish.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה.
Amen.
בעלמא דברך חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי לכל בית ישראל. בעגלה בעגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ולעלמי עלמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דאמירן בעלמא ואמרו Amen.
We rise in either body or spirit for the Baruch Hu on page 28.
Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Yai-dai-dai, yai-dai-dai-dai, yai-dai-dai-dai-dai-dai-dai.
We read together on the bottom of page 31. This is an hour of change. Within it we stand uncertain on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? This is the hour of change, and within it we stand quietly on the border of light. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? Baruch atah Adonai, hamariv aravi.
Ahavat olam beit Yisrael, amcha ahavta, Torah umitzvot, chukim umishpatim, otanu lemadeta. Ahavat olam beit Yisrael, amcha ahavta, Torah umitzvot, chukim umishpatim, otanu lemadeta. Al kein Adonai Eloheinu, b'shochbeinu uvkumeinu, b'shochbeinu uvkumeinu nasiach bechukecha, v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha, u'v'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed. Hem chayenu chayenu ve'orech yameinu uvahem nege yomam v'layla ve'ahavatecha al tasir mimenu le'olamim. Baruch atah Adonai,
Baruch Hu, Baruch Shemo.
Ohev Amo Yisrael. Shema, Shema Yisrael. Shema Yisrael. Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Leolam Va'ed. Shema, Shema Yisrael. Shema, Shema Yisrael, Adonai Echad. Lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, 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 lai.
Please be seated.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך. ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים אל אלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם, אמת.
אמת ואמונה כל זאת, וקיים עלינו כי הוא אדוני אלוהינו, ואין זולתו, ואנחנו ישראל עמו. All this we hold to be true and trustworthy for us. You alone are our God, and we are Israel, your people. You are our sovereign and Savior, who delivers us from oppressors' hands and saves us from tyrants' fists. You work wonders without number, marvels beyond count. You give us life and steady our footsteps. You performed miracles for us before Pharaoh, signs and wonders in the land of the Egyptians. You led your people Israel out from their midst to freedom for all time. When your children witnessed your dominance, they praised your name in gratitude, and they accepted your sovereignty. Moses, Miriam, and all Israel sang to you together, lifting their voices joyously.
Yap bye bye bim bim bye, yap bye bye bim bam. Yap bye bye bim bim bye, yap bye bye bim bam. Ay 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 ay, yap bye bye bim bam. Ay 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 ay, yap bye bye bim bam. Bihi kamocha bayalim Adonai, bihi kamocha nehedar bakodesh. Nora tehilot o seifele, nora tehilot o seifele. Ay bye bye bim bim bye, ya bye bye bim bam. Ya bye bye bim bim bye, ya bye bye bim bam. Ay 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 ay, ya bye bye bim bam. Ay 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 ay, ya bye bye bim bam. מלכותך ראו בניך, בוקי הים לפני משה ומרים. זה לי אנו ואמרו, זה לי אנו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד.
Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will.
Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu lechayim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu lechayim. Spread the shelter of your peace over us. Guide us in wisdom, compassion, and trust. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu lechayim. Save us for the sake of your name. Shield us from hatred, sorrow, and pain. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu lechayim, lechayim, lechayim. Na-na-na-na-na-na-na, Adonai. Sfatai tiftach. Ananananana ufi yagid tehilatecha. Ananananana Adonai. Ananananana sfatai tiftach. Ananananana ufi yagid tehilatecha. Ananananana Adonai. Ananananana sfatai tiftach. Ananananana ufi yagid tehilatecha. Ananananana Adonai. Ananananana sfatai tiftach. Ananananana ufi yagid tehilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor ve'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Vekonei Hakol, Vezocher Chasdei Avot ve'Imahot, Umevi Geula Livnei Bneihem, Leman Shemo ve'Ahava, Melech Hozer Umoshia Umagen, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Vezrat Sarah. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, בחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, מוריד הטל, מכלכל חיים בחסד, בחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישוע, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
We continue now with Tfilat Halev, the personal and private prayer of the heart, which can be in your prayer book through page 63, or more importantly, the words inscribed upon your heart, after which you may be seated.
Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel. Oseh shalom bimromav Say shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imeru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel. Oseh shalom bimromav Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imeru
continue now with Seder Kriyat Torah, our service for reading the Torah, found on page 246. If you are able, please rise.
Tzitzit Torah, Udevar Adonai mirushalayim. Mitzion, Tzitzit Torah, Udevar Adonai mirushalayim. Baruch shenatan Torah le'amo Yisrael. Baruch shenatan Torah le'amo Yisrael. Bikdushato Mitzion, Tzitzit Torah, Udevar Adonai mirushalayim. Mitzion, Tzitzit Torah, Udevar Adonai mirushalayim. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo, Gadlul Adonai iti, Uneromema Shemo Yachdav. Al Shlosha Devarim, Al Shlosha Devarim, Al Shlosha Devarim, Haolam Omen. Al Shlosha Devarim, Al Shlosha Devarim, Al Shlosha Devarim, Haolam Omen.
Please be seated. As is our wonderful summer custom to invite lay leaders up to the bima to offer a Devar Torah and chant Torah, it is with great pleasure to invite up Anthea Cohen, who has a Devar Torah for us before we do blessings and chant from the Torah. Bavakasha.
Shabbat Shalom. Tonight we start the last book of the Torah, Devarim, Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy means second law or repeated law in the Greek. And Devarim, words, things, in Hebrew, which is the most important word of this parashah. In Devarim, we are at the point when the Israelites are about to cross the Jordan and enter the land of Egypt after 40 years of wandering. Moses knows who will not lead them into the land, and gives his farewell addresses. Notice the S. Yes, not one, but 3 sermons, a song, a blessing of the 12 tribes, and spoiler alert, the death of Moses is described at the end of the book. Then we'll return to Bereshit and start the cycle all over again right after Simchat Torah. Why second law? Because in the farewell addresses, we have the second telling of the Israelites' journey and the discourse of the laws and on the consequences. This really makes for interesting Torah study discussions over the next few weeks. We'll look at the minor changes. We'll compare what was said earlier and why did it change. Was Moses misremembering? Was Moses saying something? Did Moses want to say something more important now so that after he left that they would know? Moses takes credit for sending the spies, not God as instructed. Moses also says that the Israelites chose their leaders, not him. So why these changes? A modern take would be, as one gets older, we know memories fade and events change. Stories become longer, details change. Or Moses wants the generations going into the land to remember specific things. While I was looking, I came across Rabbi Jeffrey Dennis, a rabbi of Congregation Colony in Texas. He contends it isn't the revisions, but we need to revisit the events and the instructions to internalize them. Sometimes a change of focus will help us understand and retain information. It's called spiral learning, which teaches methods of the premise. We learn more about a subject each time the topic is reviewed and encountered. Or as Rabbi Bagbag says, turn the Torah over and over again, for everything is in it. So let us look at Devarim with fresh eyes, and I'll start the recount of their journey reading the first 4 chapters of the book of Devarim.
For our Aliyah tonight, for our Aliyot rather, it is an honor to call Andrea and Elliot Tyson to do the blessings. And we'll be reading from Deuteronomy chapter 1, verses 1 through 6, 1 through 4, found on page 1161 of your Chumash.
Baruch Adonai Habarach Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Habarach Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher b'chavonu mikol ha'amim v'natan לנו את תורתו. Baruch Atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Ele Hadivarim. Asher diber el kol Yisrael be'evet hayarden b'midbar ba'arava mosof ben Paran ben Tofel v'Lavan v'Hatzi Rod v'Did Za'ah Achad Asher Yom Mechorev Derech HaSa'ir Ad Kadesh Banea Vayahi Ba'arba'in Shana Ba'ashta Asher Asa Chodesh Berachad Chodesh Diber Moshe El Bnei Yisrael Ki Chol Asher Ziva Adonai Oto Alehem Acharei Hakato Ed Sichon Melech Mari Asher Yoshev Hashbod Ve'ed O Melech Hashbon Asher Yoshev Ba'ashatiro Be'erei.
Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nachat v'tolteinu. Baruch Atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. If you are able, please rise.
וזאת התורה אשר שם משה לפני בני ישראל על פי אדוני ביד זאת התורה אשר שם משה לפני בני ישראל על פי אדוני ביד משה. ידה לי 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 לי
We continue on page 256. Yehalu et Shem Adonai Knizgav Shemo Levado. Let us praise the name of Adonai, for God's name alone is exalted.
Vayarem kerem le'amo tehillah lechol chasidav libnei Yisrael am kerovo. Hallelujah, hallelujah.
Hilachatov natati lachem torati al ta'azovu. For I have given you good instruction, do not abandon my Torah. It is a tree of life for those that hold fast to it, and all its supporters are happy. Its ways are ways of pleasantness, and all its paths are peace. Return us to you, Adonai, and we will return. Renew our days as of old.
Eitz ha'imi lemachazikim ba v'tomechecha arteneushar tenacheha darchenoam netivoteha shalom shalom hashivenu Adonai elecha v'nashuva chadesh yameinu kekedem.
Shabbat Shalom once again on this somber Shabbat before Tisha B'Av. Just a few announcements before we conclude our services. First and foremost, a big thank you to Anthea Cohen and all the other volunteers who have stepped up throughout the summer and will be stepping up to offer a Devar Torah and to chant Torah. It is a great treat to have and to do at our temple, so I want to thank you and everyone else who is a participant in that. If you would like to join the ranks of summer volunteers to do this, you can reach out to Cantor Stanton and let him know that you're interested. We did enter the book of Deuteronomy, which means that it's time for me to remind all of you that you need to get your high holiday tickets. So go online to order or call the office to do so. And also, if you'd like a name placed in the remembrance booklet, you need to do so by August 8th. And to do so, well, if you have any questions, you can just see Ann at the Oneg. Our final Shabbarbecue of the summer is Friday, August 19th at 5:45. We are hoping that the weather will behave so we can be outside. But please RSVP so that our team B'Teavon knows exactly how many to be cooking for. That way they don't go off the rails, as they will inevitably do anyway. At the conclusion of our service, we're going to join together in Lippman Hall for Kiddush and Motzi. You're invited in to partake in the oneg. You just need to show proof of vaccination. If not, there's a wonderful oneg to go waiting for you as well but you can listen in for the blessings and be part of that too. And lastly, tomorrow night at 7:30 in person, we're doing our Tisha B'Av text study. We're going to start off with Havdalah, then move into a text study of Sinat Chinam, of how the rabbis interpreted and dealt with zealotry and with baseless hatred. And hopefully we'll have some examples that we can think of in our own time for which this is a proof text of why this is a serious concern for all of us. So please join us tomorrow downstairs in the Beit Midrash at 7:30 for our Tisha B'Av text study. On this Shabbat Eve, as we join together as one congregation to celebrate creation and the joy of life and living, we turn our thoughts to those in our community for whom life has become precarious because of health or hospitalization. O God of healing, in our hearts we name those who are facing illness and pain. We join our prayers together with the prayers of those who love them. Give them renewed comfort and courage. Strengthen them the healing powers you place within us all. Guide the hands and hearts of those who are entrusted with their care. And may the knowledge of your love and ours give added hope to them and their families. May they find even greater strength because our prayers are linked to theirs. Mishaberach avotenu v'imotenu hu yivarechet hacholim refuat hanefesh u'refuat haguf ashta'a b'ga'ala v'zman kariv v'nomar amen. May the one who blessed our ancestors bless those in need of healing. May God swiftly send them a complete renewal of body and spirit as together we say, Amen.
Avraham, Yitzchak, veYaakov, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, veLeah, Hu yivarech v'yirapeh et hacholim. El Narefanala, El Narefanala, El Narefanala, El Narefanala. Mishaberach Avotenu Avraham, Yitzchak, veYaakov, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, veLeah, Hu yivarech v'yirapeh et hacholim.
We continue now on page 282 as we rise in either body or spirit for Elena.
Aleinu leshabeach ladon hakol, latet gdula liotzer breshit, shelo asanu kegoyei haratzot, velo samanu kemishpechot adama, shelo sam chelkeinu kahem, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא.
Page 285. Let the time not be distant, O God, when all shall turn to you in love, when corruption and evil shall give way to integrity and goodness, when superstition shall no longer enslave the mind, nor idolatry blind the eye. O may all created in your image become one in spirit and one in friendship, forever united in your service. Then shall your realm be established on earth, and the word of your prophet fulfilled. Adonai will reign forever and ever.
ונאמר כי פרע אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו ושמו אחד ושמו אחד.
On this Shabbat before Tisha B'Av, we remember. We remember our people who suffered and died so that we could be free and secure. May their memory be more than a distant shadow. For their dreams left unfulfilled and lives taken too soon, we remember. We remember our brothers and sisters whose sacrifice kept the dream of democracy and justice alive, and may their courage be our inspiration and strength. For life cut short and vision unrealized, we remember. We remember the fallen of our armed services, the victims of terror and tragedy. May the darkness of their loss not obscure the light of peace. They were in love with our land and in love with life. For the agony, the tears, the mothers and fathers, for the children who were and for the children yet to be, we remember. With hearts that ache and are saddened, we name now those whom death has recently taken from us, those whose families are observing the Shloshim. We remember Harold Cohen, husband of Diane of blessed memory, father of Lori and Gary and Marcia, grandfather of Matt and Adam, Jessica and Philip. We remember Helene Kessler Schwartz, aunt of Rick and Sandy Smith, and we remember Francine Greenstein Rosenfeld, daughter of Lillian and Fred, both of blessed memory, and wife of Matthias and mother of Anastasia. And on this Shabbat, we also recall those dear ones who died at this season in years past, and whose names we record with love in our service booklet this evening, and are permanently inscribed throughout our building. If you are joining us tonight online to say Kaddish for a loved one, please either say their names aloud at home or type their names into the chat, either on Facebook, YouTube, or our temple streaming site, so that we can lift up the names of your loved one with you. And if you're here in person to say Kaddish for a loved one, please say their names as I look around the sanctuary.